Hi everyone, you've got Britt and Bailey here. Hi Bailey, how's it going?
I'm good, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Very excited for this next episode. I feel like this is like definitely a mood change from For All Mankind.
Yes.
So yeah, definitely excited to see where the show. Wait, I already know where the show leads, so I probably shouldn't say anything. But yeah, let's see. Okay, so we're on season 1, episode 3. Let's see, the last episode, we chose a drinking word that kind of broke us.
A lot. There's a lot.
It
A
was
lot of
a,
monkey business.
By the way, what are you drinking tonight?
I think it's a red blend. What about you?
I'm drinking a Honeg Sauvignon Blanc.
Well, that's very fancy. Cheers.
I guess. I think you can just get it at the grocery store, but
One of these days you're going to ask me what I'm drinking, and I'm going to be like, I don't know if you've heard of it, but Welch's grape juice. Cheers.
oh gosh. Yes, well, I think Kyle like felt a little awkward because we called him out in the last episode about his pour. Still a large pour, but not quite as much as last time.
Kyle, don't be self-conscious. Give her more next time.
Also, I like how I'm just like, Kyle, it's reaction video night, and he's like on it, and he's like,
got it.
I'll get that glass of wine for you.
Where's mine? Oh, my cat doesn't get me wine. Oh well.
But I'm so glad Chessie's back.
Yes, it feels good to have her home. Yeah.
So let's get this started. Is there anything else that we should say? Oh, you know what? I know what we should say.
We got a few comments.
Yeah, we do have some comments. We love our comments. Let me tell you folks, Bailey and I kind of, we live for them.
Yeah, it really makes our entire week.
Yeah. Okay, so episode 1, what comments do we have? Darsh, we always appreciate you.
Thank you, Darsh.
Darsh says Steve Carell is so awesome. The rocket launch was satisfying to see. Overall, a nice space comedy to watch after the stressful For All Mankind. I feel that.
True.
Yeah,
True, Darsh.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Loves the intro of our video and super cool editing. Oh, thank you, Darsh, and thank you, Andrew, for editing as well.
Shout out to Andrew.
And then let's see. All right, then we've got Dragon in the West says, I'm glad you guys are doing more stuff. You're now my favorite space-oriented channel.
We did it. We made it, Britt. We're someone's favorite.
I mean, wow. Like, this is amazing. I feel like we need like a little like Golden Globe statue or something like that. But also, Dragon in the West said at 10:57 you can see a Falcon Heavy in the background. I'm gonna rewatch that, see if I can
Good
see
to
that.
know.
Yeah.
Catch that one.
And Cowboy Sunset, ooh, like the name, says, LOL, I was thinking about asking you guys to watch this. Malkovich is a joy to watch here. It's good to be black on the moon. Spoiler though, spoiler. But since we've already seen it, we know what you're talking about. And for those who haven't seen it yet, you will soon find out.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
Soon find out. Yes, so great. Well, keep the comments coming, everyone. We always love to see also our For All Mankind people coming over to Space Force. So
yeah. Welcome to Space Force.
Yeah. Also, Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not sure if I should say this.
Okay, you should probably say it in that case. Well, have some wine and then say it. It'll help.
I feel like I'm gonna get in trouble for this. When I was trying to upload the video, the slippery pickle one, okay, my video was getting like, it was like spinning, like it was like hung up for a while going through chat. Alright, I click to check my internet and I see some internet option that says Air Force One.
No.
I think this is coincidental, okay? But then I check my LinkedIn and I see somebody from the National Security Administration looked at my profile.
Oh my god!
You know?
We're so sorry, the U.S. government. We mean no harm.
Like, I was a little concerned. I was like, maybe, but again, this isn't on us, I mean, you didn't ask to be told about slippery pickles. It just happened, okay? In fact, in many ways, maybe you didn't want to know about the slippery pickle.
What I was gonna say though is that it gives me a little bit of hope that maybe our government is really tracking these things. That's good to know, actually.
Maybe.
And that they did not see us as a threat and immediately take down our video. That's also good to know.
It's true. Yeah, no, it's true. It could still happen. We'll see.
So, true.
But, all right, let's get this party started. Oh, wait. What's our drinking word, Bailey?
So they're going to DC. What about capital?
Oh, perfect. There we go. Capital. Okay.
Capital.
Capital's the drinking word.
The project where I grow fur on plants is gone.
Well, that one was weird.
You're weird.
Someone needs to lead, and someone needs to follow. But they are both equally on the same team, General Naird. No.
Can't quote
not you.
yourself.
Don't you insult me.
I feel like that's a hat tip to The Office where he's like Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott. Like,
Yeah.
You need any help getting back at the Chinese for what they did to your satellite? A little ground and pound. Whatever. I don't know.
his voice unlocks so many Disney characters in my head whenever he speaks. Like,
So true.
Tampons spend all day in vaginas. Nothing manlier, if you ask me.
All day, 5 hours tops. 3 if you have uterine fibroids. She knows what I'm talking about.
Acknowledge
oh
my
my
gender
god.
again, and I.
But to be fair, he's not wrong. Like, good for him for knowing these things. Good for you.
Better than the other guy, that's for sure. Brad.
Go, Brad, go!
Yes.
What?
Yeah, I care about the ice. And the animals that depend on that ice to live.
What is he talking about?
Icebergs.
Climate change. He's
Icebergs.
he's basically trying to like be like, oh, he's a scientist, so I'm gonna act like I like care
You know.
about the ice.
Is this how people like try to talk to us STEM people? They're like polar bears. Like,
I care. I care about the polar bear.
to be fair, okay, the equivalent of this when I say I like space is they're like, oh, but black holes, right? And I'm like, what? Yeah, I guess. Like,
Real thing. Remember, you gotta embrace to get those dollars for space.
You gotta embrace to get those dollars
What are you
for
doing?
space. I don't feel like that's something that we should advocate for, but it's really catchy.
and I'm all about spreading the love. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna call you later.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Yeah. Bye. Bye.
I really like the other interaction better. She needs to pick better men in her life as a general statement.
Wearing those type of panties, then no panties at all.
Would you two stop saying panties?
You can't give me an order
That
now.
should have been our drinking word.
It is my job to keep space safe for American interests. In order to do that, I need money.
How exactly have you been making it safe? The committee recognizes the Congresswoman from New York, Annabelle Isidro Campos.
They didn't even try. Her initials
Yeah.
are still AOC. Like,
I
they
know.
still.
Entire attitude seems to be give us money and don't look while we militarize space. Please defend it. I want to be able to tell my constituents on food stamps why your agency needs a $10,000 orange.
Solid question.
Yeah, that's hard
All right,
to answer.
I'll try. Thousands of people working tirelessly day and night, and we may have spent $1 billion to put one astronaut in a position where they can do something that'll benefit everybody. And that one astronaut may be a human being who is risking her life in a very dangerous pursuit.
Her life.
I like that he said her. That's cool.
A human being who is battling fear and exhaustion and uncertainty, and who has been eating dehydrated mac and cheese mixed with her own filtered urine for the last
Thanks,
month.
Paragon.
I want her to have a taste of the earth and remember what she's fighting for.
Also, the reason why, like, if people don't realize, like, why it matters when people will say, like, her or they or something like that is because so often our language we just immediately say like his or him, and so it's like just to like hear it, it makes you feel like kind of more seen. So anyway, like I don't know, I really appreciate this little section.
Dr. Mallory was like, wait a minute, he got a point. Oh yeah, that's why we are doing this together. But also, like, that was the kind of disgusting that I like. That's it. That's why we're doing space, right? And that's why it
Yeah.
costs so much. Like, if you were to wrap up, I know Space Force makes fun of space and like what we're doing, and like that's the whole. It's a comedy, right? But they
Yeah.
really did capture like people working in the space industry and like why you and I do what we do. That was the scene. That was the scene that captured it. Of like, it's about bringing Earth to space.
I agree. I love that scene.
I see billionaires in the news who look at space like it's where we're all going to go when we trash this planet. Well, there is no substitute in space for this planet.
No,
Cannot
Planet
make
B.
an orange out of powder and urine, no matter how hard we try.
Only God can make an orange.
Well, whoever made it, we're the only place in the universe you can get it. Oh, we better take care of this planet, the people who live here.
General Naird, Dr. Mallory, you may step down.
That's like the shortest hearing ever. It would not be that short. Oh, such a good one.
Like, I seriously will watch that scene on repeat to remind me. Like, I should. That's what I'm saying. I don't, but I should. Like, that's it. That's the vibe. Like,
There were a lot of feel-good moments in that one.
yeah, victories. Yeah, little victories.
Yeah. So I feel like we learned a lot in this one about Aaron as well, his daughter. There was a lot there to unpack.
And I like that relationship, like the girl bonding. I like that a lot. That was cool.
I agree, yeah. Also, I do think that you're right. I think the reaction, or like not the reaction, but the interaction between Aaron and I forget his name, but the guy that was like standing outside of General Naird's office, like I feel like there's like kind of a nice vibe going on there.
Yeah.
But I think the other guy, I guess her boyfriend, it feels awkward. He doesn't feel like a boyfriend to me. He just feels kind of creepy. But he needs to go. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not
agreed.
feeling that. But yeah, I think this episode was cool though. I mean, I liked the idea of them going to Washington. I mean, I do feel like this to me, this episode really brought it home in terms of like, this is something that we are constantly asked about, constantly talk about, where it's like, why space? Why are we doing what we're doing in space? Like, why wouldn't we be spending that money towards other things? And I feel like it was kind of really interesting to see it play out here in like a TV show. But this is, I mean, right, Bailey? I mean, how often do you get asked about this?
All the time. Whenever I'm out doing any sort of outreach with non-space people, like, right, like I'm helping educate about space, this is it. And I get berated. Like, people are mad at me for it. And it's like, I don't understand where that hostility is coming from. I think it's just something easy to point at that people will latch onto. But it's so frustrating because, like, to me, people always say, well, we should be spending that money better. And for me, it's like, we're not, right? Like, you can say that as much as you want, but we're still spending millions of dollars on a single commercial or something, like 30-second commercial, right? So, like, to me, it's like, there is no better way to spend it, right? Like, this is something that'll help everyone in the grand scheme of things, as opposed to being like, just put more money in it. This is more of the strategic way to help everyone, and it's frustrating to watch it like be completely written in this light of like,
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's interesting because as I watch this, it's like, I mean, I understand why people question it.
I do. I understand it, yeah.
Because it's so expensive. Doing things in space is so expensive that it can feel like monopoly money, right? Like it can feel almost not real because of how expensive it is. And then I think also the other thing is like people see a lot of like the decision makers and people that are kind of like pretty influential, and not, feeling like they can relate at all to them. I mean, right, like, I mean, I don't want to bring up like, billionaires in space, because honestly, there's so many more people in the space industry. There's so many more interesting things being done. But I also can totally understand and relate to people that kind of look at that and go like, Elon, Jeff Bezos, like they have so much money that it's hard to even fathom like how much. And I think that is like tough for people to wrap their heads around as well. But the one thing I would say is that like there's just so much more to the space industry. Like there's so many people that are just regular people like working, trying to make a difference, that feel passionate about space, that feel passionate about the information and the education that like we're learning and gathering about space, and how that improves our ability to manage like what we do on this planet better as well.
Yeah.
And it's also just like it boils down to not only like the things that we learn and the technologies and those improving life on Earth, but it's also just like a question of like, but like aren't we curious? And like and like isn't it okay to still be curious? Like don't we want to know? Don't we want to better understand like what our like, to me I feel like that's like a fundamental thing about being a human, is being curious. So
On that note, like that's the other thing about the space industry. It's very rare to find an industry that is so passionate, right?
yeah.
Like every other industry has its like very passionate people, but I would argue almost everyone in the space industry is like committed to being in the space industry and a member of it. And it's no one's like, oh, it's a job, right? Like it's everyone is here for a bigger goal. And that the passion that puts out into the world of those people walk away from their job and they take that passion and that spark into picking up their kids from school and interactions with neighbors and family members, and that doesn't go away just because it's not about the space anymore.
Yeah.
The type of people are what we need to foster, and with that, you don't find an industry where everyone is so tuned into climate change and not nobody, but many people in the space industry, their favorite planet is Earth. That
Yeah.
sounds weird, but like it's because once you're in the space industry, you do take all of this into consideration in a light that you can't measure up against any other industry.
Right. No, I think that's like a really common misconception, is that people think like everybody in the space industry like wants to leave and like not come
No.
back. And it's like, no, like not at all. I mean, yeah, maybe there's a fair amount of people that like want to go to space, but actually a lot of people that work in space don't even actually want to go to space, right? Like they are just like interested in it. They want to learn about it, but like they themselves have no desire to go into space. So I just think that like, I mean, yeah, I do think there's a lot of misconceptions about the space industry, which is really unfortunate. Now, that being said, I mean, the part that breaks my heart though is also like on the flip side of this is like all the people who feel like they like don't have a place in the space industry, or like don't feel like they have access to it, or don't feel like it would welcome them or even be accessible to them for a whole host of reasons. Or even when you're thinking about people that just are just like trying to survive, there are people that are just trying to survive. And it is true, I will say this, like being able to think about space, being able to live our lives kind of being curious about space, there is a
That's a
fair amount of
luxury.
like privilege built into that. Yeah, where it's like, we have the ability to be able to dream about the future and to think about things like that, whereas like for other people, just even thinking about the future feels inaccessible because they're focused on just surviving the day. So I mean, that does break my heart, and I do wish that we would find more ways to make that, to make that gap feel, less wide, I guess. But yeah, I mean,
And the goal is to bring all those people, bring them all up to the level where they are allowed to dream and be curious. Like that's
yeah,
the goal. It's not to when you discount that, you're not saying, oh well, space people should go work in the hard industries and feel this pain too. It's no, we're trying to figure out how to bring everyone up to this level.
right.
That's the goal.
Wow, this
I
was
turned into
ooh,
a
this
heavy
was
episode.
heavy. Yeah, heavy. Yeah, not the chimp episode.
No.
No.
But in light of in hopes of next week, I guess the next episode 4 is called Lunar Habitat. Britt, we are gonna talk about this one. When I watched this, I had like flashbacks to my time in the lunar habitat at high seas. So I'm gonna have insight on this for sure.
Well, yeah, because for people who maybe are just joining us, Bailey is an analog astronaut. So we definitely are going to get like the inside scoop on habitat experiments.
Yeah, I was going to say 2 weeks, not however many years they did it. I was in there for 2 weeks. But I also work for a company that was founded by 2 people who did Biosphere 2, who lived in the sphere for 2 years or so, a little under, I guess. But so I just know, like, I've heard their stories too. Like, this is a whole part of the industry we're about to unlock, and I'm really excited to show it to you guys. Like,
which, by the way, if people haven't seen the Biosphere 2 documentary, Spaceship Earth, is that what it's called? Yeah, Spaceship Earth. So
good.
Okay, so I guess we should close out by asking people to subscribe to Celestial Citizen YouTube channel.
We haven't been doing that. We need you guys to subscribe so that you guys know when we posted something and you can come watch.
Yeah, because if we didn't state it already, what Bailey and I love is like when these come out Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific. You know, we like to watch the comments roll in, and we got with like For All Mankind, we had some like steady, reliable commenters. We had great content. Come on, people, subscribe, comment, give us good things to read here while we're
Make us laugh.
Yeah, make us laugh. We should ask, because For All Mankind, we asked for a poem. What should we ask for this time?
How about a rap?
A rap? Oh.
Britt and I will attempt to rap your rap if you write a good rap.
Do you know, that would be wild. That would be wild.
I feel like I'm going to regret that.
I'm going to let you lead. I'll like do the, background. Yeah.
Boots and cats.
Oh my gosh, wow, Bailey is ready. Yeah, I mean, honestly though, yeah. I mean, I'm getting like flashbacks to like, three men and a baby or a little lady. Do you remember? Where they're like, they rapped to like get her to go to bed.
Was that Tom Selleck? That was Tom Selleck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was Tom Selleck. Here for a good mustache. Love it. Although, like, I mean, like, I feel like, yeah, it's like Brad. I don't know. There's something about like people with mustaches. I feel like it's like very endearing.
We'll put that one on the back burner. We'll explore that soon, Britt.
We'll unpack that in another episode.
Future.
But like, true story, Bailey, like the other night, my kids were like asking me to like sing to them, and I don't know, it was just like a weird day, and I was like, all right, like I'm gonna freestyle rap to you guys while you try to go to bed. So I have some experience with this.
Good. I have none, so you might need to leave this actually.
I also am, I should say like I have some experience, but this would probably most definitely be the worst thing you've ever heard in your lives. But yeah, it'd be bad.
We're ready for it. We're ready for your rap. Please make the sick beats drop. That's all we're looking for.
I have a feeling it's going to take us a while. I think it's going to be several weeks before somebody drops that. So I don't know. We'll see. We've got to we'll see. But I'm excited to read that. So so give us some more comments, subscribe. Also, if you are just new to the Celestial Citizen YouTube channel, I should say, there's also, you can watch all of our reaction videos to For All Mankind. You can also watch our new live stream Space News show, Continuum, which, we're now, by the time this airs, there will definitely be at least 2 episodes. We're doing that every other week. And then what else? Oh, the podcast. Yeah, check out our podcast. I host a podcast called Celestial Citizen. And we also have Continuum podcast for Space News. So, all the plugs have been plugged. Bailey, any parting thoughts here?
Just that I love you guys and I can't wait for episode 4.
There you go.
Oh, and subscribe.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everyone. See you next week.
Bye, guys.